Hey guys, it's Jeff here at NFM Lending. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Got some new information that I wanted to share and get out to you right away. It's called a long-term care something or another, and I'm not familiar with it. So what do? I bring in an expert, and I brought in Micheal Gardner with Allstate Insurance. Thanks for coming over, Micheal.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, I appreciate you being here. And what is going on, man? There's long-term care that's going to be forced on us. Talk to me.
Yeah, so the state of Washington has passed a law that by November of this year, you have to either get your own long-term care policy or you will be enrolled into the state's policy. If you're 18 or older and you're on a W-2 salary, get paid off W-2, they're going to take 0.58% of a percentage of your check, and you will be forced to pay that every month towards the Long-Term Care Act.
0.58% of your check goes to the state of Washington to cover this long-term care?
Absolutely, and that rate is not capped. So at any time, they can raise that rate. So it could go up to 1%, 2%, 3%. They're starting off with a trust, and that trust is $1 billion in debt. So, right?
The starting balance is a negative $1 billion?
Correct.
Oh my goodness.
Because they don't know exactly what it's going to cost for a payout. The payout is only $100 a day for 365 days. So basically you get $36,000 as a benefit. And you know, if a home costs you $8,000 a month to stay in once you need it, you have 2.5 months of coverage. So if you're 18 and you pay in till you're age 65 or whenever you retire, you're only going to get $100 a day for a year. So the benefit is very low. So you'd be much better off purchasing your own plan. And keep in mind, if you don't get your own plan, you are automatically put into this plan. And once you're in, you don't get out.
Oh my goodness.
You're stuck.
This is crazy. So let's talk about long-term care. What is that insurance normally cover? Just for people out there that don't understand what it is or what it covers, can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, so long-term care covers you for as you get older when you can't do your normal daily activities. So if you can't clean yourself, you can't feed yourself, you can't bathe yourself, or you just need somebody to come into your home and take care of you because you just can't move around. So long-term care is going to pay either to have somebody come to your home and take care of you, or it will pay for you to go to a home and live, depending on how big of a benefit you have. So if you're going to need a $100 a day benefit for 5 years, well, you're going to need a lot more than what the state offers. It's 2.5 months. So
it sounds like it's like they're trying to put a patch on a big leak and the leak's still leaking, right? And it's just going to explode at some point. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense because it's coming from the government. So let's talk about this then. So there's other options out there so people can go get their own coverages. Is that something they can come to you to, or do they have to go to a special company for that?
No, that's something that we can facilitate. So what will happen is if you're between the ages of 18 and 30, there's a life insurance product you can buy with a long-term care rider that will satisfy the state's requirements. And then from ages 30 to 40, you can actually buy your first long-term care policy. And then from 40 to 50, there's a rating. And then 50 and above, there's another rating for long-term care. So you either need to get a long-term care policy if you're 30 or older, or you can look at life insurance, but it gets a little more costly. But if you're 30 or younger, the only way to fulfill that obligation is with an IUL life insurance policy that has a long-term care rider for care.
So got it. For a guy like me, I'm 51, so I'm an old fart, and I'm in the high category there. Is it really expensive at that point? I mean, like how expensive? Like, give us an idea of like how much is this going to cost above and beyond like that 0.58% out of my check versus I go get a policy with you? Yeah,
so if you're a high income earner, obviously, they're going to take more out of your check. So if you're in your 50s and you're healthy, there's different options. There's a 10 pay to where you can pay it in full in 10 years. So those first 10 payments, roughly, you're probably going to pay $1,200 a month for 10 years, but then you're going to be done and you're going to have a much higher benefit. You'll have a benefit of $200 a day for 5 years versus $100 a day for, 365 days. If you're not healthy, you can be much more than that. It can be $1,500 a month. If you do it on a monthly basis to where you don't do a 10 pay and you want about $150 to $200 a day benefit when you need to use it, if you're in your 30s and 40s, you're going to be looking probably $100 a month. As you go to your 40s and 50s, you're going to be, 150, 175, and as you get above that, $200 to $300 a month on a monthly basis.
Wow. So this is going to be an expensive change.
Yes.
And forced at this point through the state of Washington. So it's something very, very important to look into this. And it goes into effect in November already, just like that?
Yeah. So November, and then, like for myself, I have a daughter who's just entering the workforce. If she doesn't do something, then she's going to be required to be put in this program. And then I have 2 kids who aren't working yet. They have no choice. In a year when they turn 18, they're automatically in.
Oh, really? They don't have a choice anymore to opt out?
No, November's the cutoff. So as you come into the workforce after November, you will be required to pay.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great information, Mike. Thank you so much for coming and joining us and talking to our clients and realtor partners out there to get this information out there. People, do something. Pick up the phone, call your insurance agent, call Mike here, get some information about this long-term care benefit thing that we have to deal with before it starts affecting your bottom line and the state of Washington gets a hold of you. I hope this has helped. If you have more questions, like I said, reach out to us anytime and we'll get you as much information as we can. Hope this helps. Have a great day and we'll talk soon. Thanks a lot.